Alrighty, I'm going to give a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Wednesday, February 7th. Birds on seaside spot to start with, eating what they eat. That's a very odd structure of the clue. I'm wondering if it could be birds, like as in some species of bird, and it starts with something for a seaside, which could be a short thing like bay. Spot to start with, I think, is going to be an S. And I think inside it, we're going to put what birds eat, which, well, seeds, flies. I'm not sure. But then that spot to start with, that S just might be the final S of the word to make it plural. Alternatively, you put some short word for birds on a seaside with spot to start with, but eating what they eat to me seems like a very unlikely definition, but I've been wrong before. All right, let's try two down. Dog caught in awful menagerie. Caught can be C. An awful can sometimes indicate an anagram. Of menagerie, I can just think of a zoo. So I don't see that being. Oh, caught can also be a homophone indicator. And I think what this is, it's like the old joke about I went to the zoo and they just had one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Is this how you spell it? I think that's right. Shih Tzu. All right. Is it one or two words? I always thought I saw it as two words. Anyway, realism is lost in this field. Oh, yeah, so I think it's just the word realism, but the is is lost from it, taken away from it, and it gives you realm. I mean, that's pretty obvious when you see it, but that's tricky. We read out a couple of letters. 331. I think that's one that'll make sense when we solve it. Let me go back to now with our birds on seaside spot to start with, eating what they eat. Let me pause and see if I can think of some birds that might fit with those letters. Yeah, so I was thinking it must start with a vowel, and I made it as far as O and thought of ospreys. So it is a type of bird. On, yeah, so it's the starting letters of all three words on seaside spot, and they are eating or surrounding prey. Oh yeah, I never considered prey. That's good. Singer keen to make a comeback. So I presume it's the name of a singer, someone famous enough to be just one name, and it's something for keen, maybe, that is reversed, makes a comeback. Let me pause and think about that one. It's not a specific singer, It's a diva, which I was trying to think of words for keen, avid, keen gardener, and avid gardener. Ooh, so now we read out a couple of letters. I do wonder if there's some homophone in part of this, but we, oh, you and I. Yeah, so it is we, is you and I, and they are, well, one is actually a letter, and you sounds like you. All right, to split up and desert over the onset of marriage is an idealized vision. So I think it's going to be an idealized vision. And then I'm wondering if the onset of marriage seems like an M, the letter M. Could it be to split the word up? So maybe it's like up. And then is it the M comes next? And then maybe a specific desert, or it could be, of course, dessert. To desert. Idealized vision. No, I mean, I'm thinking of utopia, but that's not right. All right, how about testament featuring male member in bloomers? Oh, stamen fits, and I think that might be, well, it's certainly in flowers or bloomers. Testament. Oh, yeah, so it's just a hidden clue within the word testament. You have stamen. So I suppose it is the male member in a flower, the male organ. All right. Let's try the top right. Dealing with cake that's seasonal without filling and topping. Well, cake, or dealing with, I suppose, is the definition, I think. Cake, seasonal without filling would just be SL. But then also without topping. No, I'm not sure about that. Face, being sick in bed. Face, look up. No. All right, vessel are two. Oh my goodness, that's a very short clue for two words. Vessel are two. Is it a ship type vessel or a cup, glass type vessel? No. Whiff of sodium is emerging. Sodium is Na, I think. Whiff, odor, smell. But just maybe it's sodium Na followed by is emerging, and it means whiff. No. Like Euler, a notable original. Like Euler. who's a mathematician. Is it something constant or prime? Something? No. Followed the example of having dealt poorly with bird. I think it might be followed the example of, and then maybe an anagram of dealt with a three-letter bird. I'd like if the bird came first, but the wordplay, if I'm reading it correctly, seems to indicate it's the other way around, because I want that ed at the end followed the example. Imitated as maybe. No. Oh, but maybe you anagram the three-letter bird with the letters from dealt. And I'm thinking tit for the bird is the usual three-letter one, but then that would put three T's in this word. No, not seeing that. Ooh, U and an I here. Regular light infantry starts out with one who doesn't belong. One who doesn't belong. Regular. So where's the definite? I'm thinking it's going to be one who doesn't belong. Regular. I don't think we can take letters regularly from light, because the LGT or IH. Infantry starts out, could be the I. Tricky today. Oh, I never looked to see the setter is Philistine. Okay, just taking a look to see if Philistine is mentioned. I'm not seeing it. Entanglements from speed. No, entanglements. I mean, that sounds plural. How could it be an anagram of speed with the S at the end? No. Sharp causing laceration in casualty. Wow. Not seeing that either. Much arena activity for us. That sounds like an anagram of much arena. And then, but for us, or is it for US? I'm going to pause and write those letters on a bit of paper and see if I can spot an anagram. No, not seeing anything. I do see March in there, but then the leftover letters would be UNAE. I don't see anything from that. All right, a badge for fooling around. That thought for a moment that might be an anagram, but no, too many letters in a badge for. Oh, maybe badge for? No, doesn't look like good fodder for an anagram. Appetizer is able to simulate. Could this be an anagram of is able but makes an appetizer? No, one of 16 churches. Is that referring to clue 16? The first welcomes love, the second follows it. So I'm thinking we're going to get some four-letter word. Oh yeah, so 16, I think maybe a plural word. And one of it, you put an O in the middle. And then the other, you put the O at the start. Can that be right? I don't know. All right, futile, to cut back. No. Drama writers, safe space. Oh, wow. Could be the name of a drama. It's then somehow writers, of course, could be pens, something, and then what's a safe space? A den? Or a bank? Or it could be a drama writer in 7 letters. There's so many. All right, let's go to the downs. Bringing back earlier TV production. Oh, I think this is an anagram of earlier TV, and it means bringing back. It's not going to be an ing word. I'm thinking relativer. It could be a word to bring back, something. Let me pause and look at that. I'm not spotting the anagram. I do think it might end in IVE, so something like evocative, as in bringing back. Actually, that does fit. Bringing back earlier, but I don't think that's right. But I do think maybe ending in TIVE, relative, relative, alert. No, I'm not seeing it, but let's see if that I would help us with. No, this is one of those churches. One of 16 churches. No. Tricky, tricky, tricky. And futile to cut. That must be a double definition. Okay. Let's see. Wine and tea and endless joy. Endless joy sounds like just J-O. Is it a wine? Wine and tea. Beaujolais, Rioja. No. Oh my goodness. Booze. Trashed. What's within school walls? Booze. Trashed, what's within? Is it a hidden clue? Trashed sounds like an anagram. Nope. Covers eyes we hear to turn over. Covers eyes. Blindfolds. No. Don't start arguments and beatings. So I think it's a word for arguments without its first letter. Makes a word for beatings. So that O may not be right. No. Finally clean a dirty place. That's vile. Well, finally clean could be the N. Then maybe even NA followed by yes, yes, a dirty place, of course, a pigsty, and gives us nasty. Oh my God, I had to get all the way to 25 down to get another one. All right, that Y could be useful. So I did think pen, but I was thinking of it at the start. But a drama is a play, and then the writer is a pen, and it makes a playpen, which I don't know if you'd call it a safe space. I think that's a bit of a stretch. All right. Oh yeah, this one we need to vessel R2. So I think it is something ship. Oh, I wonder if it's when you put the two words together, you get a word like relationship, or something that means to. I would put an I there. Covers eyes we hear. So then that could be eyes to turn over. Turn over, is it just simply as in to flip? Or is it turn over as in making money? No, I'm gonna have to come back to that. Now our appetizer, all right, it's not an anagram of is able to simulate. Oh, can ape, can simulate, canapé. Ooh, now let me pause and think about this. I can only think of baptize, and I don't think bapt doesn't sound like covers. Oh, capsize. So it's not ISE, it's IZ. Is capsize? I think is with a Z. Yeah, so caps, covers, and then a boat capsizes. All right. Now, this could be still an anagram of much arena, so let me try seeing if that C has helped me. It does help me because the first word I thought of with the C was race, and then the other letters make human race, which is us. Now, booze, well, with the letters we have, that must be alcohol. Trashed, yes, so within school is CHOO, CHOO, and within walls we have ALL, and those letters are trashed. All right, slowly but surely. Now, one of something churches. First one again. Yeah, let me get rid of those letters. I'm not sure about them. But if that was an O, the second follows it. I'm just thinking love has to be O, but then H. So no, I think I'm getting the wrong end of the stick here. So entanglements from speed. Oh, knots, of course. Literally entanglements and knots speed. So does that have anything to do with this one? The first welcomes love, the second follows it. Could it be a type of knot? There is. Yes. So I think there's a something hitch, and you get hitched, I suppose, following love. What is the first? Welcomes love. Something hitch. So let me look up online a list of knots and see if I can jog my memory on that. Yes, I have a vague memory of this. There's something called a clove hitch. And so I think churches, the first gives us the letter C and then welcomes love. And then the second follows love, as I said. So, all right. Ooh, so now the V is a little higher than I thought, bringing back earlier. I did see relativer is is an anagram, but how about terra liver? No, not getting that. How about Euler? A notable original. And like Euler, what nationality was Euler? I think he might have been Swiss. No, I'm not sure. All right, let's go back to the beginning, dealing with cake that's seasonal without filling and topping. No, nothing. Oh, now this is something ending in N, something R, ship, vessel R2. No. Here's our whiff of sodium is emerging. Yes, the T at the end definitely helped me there. Nascent, Na, sodium, and the whiff is scent. All right, again, dealing with cake that's seasonal. No. To split up and dessert over. Ooh. Could it be? Oh no, I thought it might be dessert backwards, but no, we have the S there. But maybe dessert is anagrammed, idealized vision. Let me stop and think about that word. I did go back to thinking about utopian, and I suppose there's a utopianism. So I think TO splits up to give us the first four letters. Oh, and then we have the Sinai desert over or backwards, and then the M from marriage. Phew, that was tough. All right, face, being sick, in bed. Of course, it could be a flower bed. No. Oh, face can be a dial. Dial. No. Let me pause and think about our vessel or two. So the first word I thought of that fit was container. And so a container is a vessel, ship is a vessel, but it's all one vessel as well. Now, I think this must be an ing, but with a C, I think it must be something like an NC, dealing with, fencing, dancing, mincing, seasonal. Oh, how about slicing? Yes, so dealing with cake is the definition, which is not what I expected. Seasonal without its filling, oops, and then the icing is the topping of a cake. Whew. Now, face being uh yes, so actually when I said dial, I don't know why that occurred to me, but dial is a word for face, which is laid up or laid backwards. And if you're sick in bed, you're laid up. All right, what is this? Looks like sausages who are plumages. No. Having dealt poorly with bird, um, of course, follow the example could also be aped. No, I'm not seeing that. Like Euler, a notable. I mean, does notable have something to do with music? Let me pause and look up Euler just to see what I need to know about him. Well, he was Swiss. He had 13 children, I think, and he had trouble with his eyes. Someone called him a cyclops at one point because he really only had one working eye, but then his eyesight in the other eye went. No, I cannot. Of course, the Euler might just be there for wordplay because we do have a U. Euler a notable. And then what's a phrase that means original? No, not getting that. All right. Not sure what else I can do at this stage. A badge for fooling around. Futile. To cut back. Let me look up some synonyms of futile and see if that helps. No, I'm saying words like useless, forlorn, but I can't make any of them work. I mean, is it a word for to cut written backwards? Hmm. All right, I think we're at the desperation point of the crossword solving. So I'm going to put in relativer, which is completely ridiculous, but let's check it. Ooh, all right, well, at least it is an RE. Bringing back. What would it end in? So the V is right, but what would it end in? Earlier TV production. No, I'm going to go ahead and just reveal that one. Oh my goodness, retrieval. Oh, VAL at the end, of course. Yeah, I just completely failed. I probably should have used the anagram helper and might have thrown that up. All right, does that help me with my regular light infantry? Starts out with one who doesn't belong. So it's either regular or one who doesn't belong. Um, could begin OUT, not outlier, out. Not sure I see what that could be. So I think I'm going to give that one up. I'll give up on that one too. Gorilla. Wow. So I presume gorilla. I don't know the origin of the word. I mean, we think of it as a militant fighter, a rebel, but maybe it is one who doesn't belong. And I can see we have most of the letters of regular. Oh, so regular, but then, and then one light infantry starts, so the L and the I with the regular, and then, oh, and then with one, do we need another? No, but out, I think is the anagram indicator. Ah, that was very, very difficult. All right, how about my Euler now? We do have an L and a U. So maybe it is an anagram of Euler a notable, and you make an original version of that. So this time I will use the anagram helper. Ooh, I thought we almost had Nobel laureate. Oh, I think we do have Nobel laureate. Ah, but Euler wasn't a Nobel laureate. He was far before the Nobel Prize. Let's check it. It is correct. Ah, that's very. Oh, I don't think that one is playing fair. Well, maybe they gave Euler a posthumous Nobel Prize. I'm going to have to. Maybe he did win. Let me pause and check. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I can find no reference to him being awarded anything to do with the Nobel. So we'll have to see what 15 squared says about that. Following the example, emulate. And I see we have emu, and then sure enough, an anagram of dealt, so dealt poorly. Emulated, that's the top half, the bottom right, just the bottom left to go. Don't start arguments and beatings. Well, I'm thinking of fights could be beatings, but that isn't an argument without it starting letter. But I do think it might be a GHTS. No, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. Lashes. Oh, arguments are clashes, I suppose. And then beatings, lashes. Okay. Futile to cut back. Oh, well, it does look an LESS. Futile. Well, let's try useless and check it. It is correct. To cut back. No, I'm not seeing that. We're going to have to check on the blog. Sharp, causing laceration in casualty. Oh, well, casualty, of course, I should have thought is ER. But it can't be TR at the end. It could be. It could be a casualty is the definition, but sharp, causing laceration. No, not saying that. Oh, let's try our wine and tea and endless joy. I just thought of bliss for joy. And of course, if it's endless, it's BLIS. And then T, I should have thought right from the beginning is cha, so Chablis. Now, acute would be sharp. Laceration, is cut. In A&E. Yes, of course, that's the British version of an ER, accidents and emergency. All right. Is this the last one? A badge for fooling around? I'm thinking of badinage is good-natured joshing, fooling around. And we do have a badge. But then where does the IN come from? Let's check it. All right. Let's check all. Everything else seems to be correct. All right, I'm going to go over to 15 squared and see what they say. It's a few hours later. I was waiting for the 15 squared blog to show up under their Guardian section, but it wasn't there. But then I just finally went to their home, and sure enough, here it is. So I think maybe it just hasn't been tagged correctly. All right, what were the ones I was a little curious about? Let's see, an enjoyable puzzle, fooled on a couple of occasions. It turned out to be simpler than I was expecting. So gorilla, one who doesn't belong. Oh yeah. Well, I suppose that must be the definition. Ah, it's an anagram of egg. Yeah, and I think I worked that out after the fact. Regular plus li. Badinage. A badge is literally bad in age. Oh my goodness. That is very convoluted. And then, ah, useless to cut back, use less. Very clever. Was there another one I was on the acrosses? I wasn't sure. No, I think I got everything else. Oh, Shih Tzu, they do say more usually written as two words, but Chambers allows this version. Okay. And then 9, Euler and notable is the anagram. Although, yeah, they point out Euler lived long before the Nobel Prizes. Oh, but see the comments, so we'll scroll down. I think I worked out everything else. Yeah. So here there was an Ulf von Euler who won the 1970 Nobel Prize. Well, how are we supposed to know about this Euler and not immediately think of the more famous one? But maybe Ulf is well known, not just in his family. Yeah. Why is a clove hitch one of 16? Oh yeah, we got that. All right. Well, that was enjoyable, but some very tricky ones, and I did have to reveal quite a few of those. Oh well, no shame in that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.